The credit monitoring alert hit my phone at 2:47 a.m., and the address listed wasn't anywhere I'd ever lived. First Sergeant Kieran Holloway, age 32, United States Marine Corps, currently stationed at Naval Base San Diego, California. 6 months into my second to the Middle East. The notification glowed on my iPhone screen in the darkness of my barracks bunk. New mortgage inquiry. Credit score impact detected. Address: 1247 Maple Grove Drive, Phoenix, Arizona. I'd never set foot in Phoenix. I sat up in my rack, the desert heat still radiating through the thin walls, even at this hour. My bunkmate Rodriguez was snoring 3 feet away. The notification came from my credit monitoring app, the one I'd set up before deploying because my Aunt Delilah had insisted I protect my finances while overseas. "You never know what can happen when you're gone, Kieran," she'd said. "Identity theft is rampant these days." Delilah had helped me set up everything before I shipped out. Power of attorney documents. Banking access for emergencies. She'd been handling my mail, my bills, keeping my credit cards active with small purchases. The responsible thing to do when you're deployed for 18 months. I opened the credit monitoring app fully. The mortgage inquiry was dated yesterday. Hard pull on my credit. The lender was listed as Desert Valley Home Loans. Amount: $420,000. My hands weren't shaking, but they should have been. I scrolled through my recent credit activity. 3 other inquiries in the past month. All from different lenders. All listing addresses I'd never seen. 2 in Phoenix. 1 in Tucson. All approved applications. The math was simple. Someone was using my identity to secure mortgages. Multiple mortgages. While I was 7,000 miles away, carrying an M4 through checkpoint rotations. I opened my banking app. My checking account showed the usual direct deposits from the Corps. Nothing unusual there. But when I checked my credit report through the app, my stomach dropped. 4 new accounts. All opened within the last 60 days. All showing as current and in good standing. Total debt, $1.6 million. I'd gone to sleep worth maybe $15,000 in savings and my truck payment. I'd woken up owing more money than I'd make in 20 years of military service. My phone buzzed again. Another alert. This one from my bank's fraud detection system. Large wire transfer pending approval. Destination: Desert Valley Home Loans. Amount: $84,000. Source: Home equity line of credit. A home equity line on a house I didn't own. The timestamp showed the transfer was scheduled for 0800 hours local time. 6 hours from now. Someone was moving fast. I grabbed my laptop and logged into my online banking portal using the secure Wi-Fi. The home equity account was listed under my social security number. The property address matched one of the mortgage inquiries. 1247 Maple Grove Drive. According to the bank's records, I'd owned that house for 3 weeks. I pulled up Google Street View and typed in the address. A 2-story colonial with a red front door and desert landscaping. Nice neighborhood. The kind of place a career Marine might retire to. The kind of place someone could flip for a quick profit. I checked the property records through the county assessor's website. The deed showed my name as the buyer. Purchase price: $420,000. Down payment: $84,000. Closing date: 3 weeks ago. The signature on the digital deed looked exactly like mine. The signature wasn't just close, it was perfect. Every loop, every angle, every pressure point matched my actual signature down to the microscopic details. Someone had practiced this for months. I'd trusted Aunt Vivian with everything when I deployed. Power of attorney. Access to my accounts, emergency contact for the Corps. She'd raised me after my parents died in that car wreck when I was 16. Paid for my college. Drove me to the recruiting station when I decided the Marines were my calling. She was the only family I had left. The power of attorney document was still in my files. Broad authority to handle financial matters during MEL, standard military paperwork. I'd signed it without reading the fine print because she was family. Because she'd never given me reason to doubt her. That was 8 months ago. I called Corporal Martinez from my unit. He was stateside on leave, visiting family in San Antonio. Good Marine, better friend, the kind of guy who'd answer his phone at 0300 hours without asking questions. Holloway, what's wrong? I need you to drive to Phoenix. Check on something for me. When? Now. Martinez didn't hesitate. Send me the address. I gave him the Maple Grove location and asked him to take photos. Document everything. Look for signs of occupancy or renovation work. Check the mailbox for names. Get license plates if anyone was there. While Martinez drove through the night, I dug deeper into the digital trail. The mortgage applications all showed the same employment verification. Holloway Construction, LLC. A business I'd never heard of. The company's registered address was Aunt Vivian's house in Tempe. I pulled the business registration records. Filed 6 months ago. Owner, Kieran Holloway. My social security number. My signature. According to the employment verification letters, Holloway Construction had been operating for 3 years. Annual revenue, $200,000. Steady contracts. Excellent credit history. All lies. All documented. All official. The bank statements for the business account showed regular deposits. Always the same amount. Always from the same source. Vivian Holloway personal account. She'd been building my fake employment history for months, creating a paper trail that would satisfy any mortgage underwriter, making me look like a successful small business owner instead of a deployed Marine. My phone rang. Martinez. House is empty. No furniture. Fresh paint smell. Realtor's lockbox on the front door. Anyone around? Neighbor saw me taking photos. Says the house sold 3 weeks ago. Cash buyer. Never saw the owner. Cash buyer. That explained the quick closing. No mortgage meant no income verification. No employment checks. Just proof of funds and a signature. Aunt Vivian had used my identity to secure a business loan. Used that money to buy the house. Then immediately mortgaged the house to get more cash. Classic equity stripping. I checked the other addresses. Same pattern. Buy with cash. Mortgage immediately. Extract maximum equity. Repeat. She'd turned my credit into a money printing machine. The business account showed the latest deposit 2 days ago. $68,000. The exact amount of the down payment on the Tucson property. I called the mortgage company handling the Tucson loan. Told them I was Kieran Holloway and needed to verify my application status. Mr. Holloway, your loan closed yesterday. Congratulations on your new investment property. What was the purchase price? $315,000. Your down payment of $68,000 cleared this morning. Another house I'd never seen. Another mortgage in my name. I hung up and calculated the total damage. 4 properties. Combined purchase price, $1.4 million. Total mortgages, $1.6 million after closing costs and fees. Aunt Vivian had extracted $200,000 in cash equity, money that was probably sitting in an account I couldn't access. My phone buzzed. Text message from an unknown number. Kieran, this is your aunt. I know you're checking your accounts. We need to talk. Call me. She knew I'd discovered the scheme, which meant she was monitoring my online activity somehow. Probably had alerts set up for when I accessed my banking apps. I didn't call back. Instead, I screenshot everything. Bank statements, mortgage documents, property records, business registrations, the entire digital paper trail. Then I called the base legal office. Staff Sergeant Chen answered on the second ring. Chen, this is First Sergeant Holloway. I need to speak with someone about identity theft. Military member. Active case. How active? Wire transfer scheduled for 0800. Someone's using my power of attorney to commit mortgage fraud. I'll get Captain Rodriguez. He handles financial crimes. Captain Rodriguez called back within 10 minutes. I explained the situation. Sent him the screenshots. Gave him Aunt Vivian's contact information. First Sergeant, this is federal. Multiple states. We're talking wire fraud, identity theft, mortgage fraud. I'm calling the FBI field office in Phoenix. How long before they can stop the wire transfer? I'll have them contact your bank within the hour. But Holloway? Yes, sir? This is going to get complicated. Family member with power of attorney. She'll claim you authorized everything. You'll need proof. She acted without permission. That's when I remembered the security cameras. Aunt Vivian's house had a full surveillance system, motion sensors, digital recording. She'd installed it after a break-in 2 years ago. Always joked about having everything on tape. If she'd been forging documents at home, the cameras would have recorded it. I called Martinez again. I need another favor. Bigger this time. Name it. I need you to get into my aunt's house. Legally. With permission. And copy her security footage from the last 6 months. How do I get permission? Tell her I sent you to check on the house. Tell her I'm worried about the security system. She'll let you in. And if she doesn't, then we'll know she's hiding something. Martinez agreed to drive to Tempe after sunrise. Give Aunt Vivian a story about routine maintenance checks. Get access to the security system. I spent the rest of the night documenting everything, creating a timeline, building a case file that would hold up in federal court. By 0600, I had 47 pages of esting, bank records, property documents, business filings, communication logs. At 0630, Captain Rodriguez called back. Wire transfer has been frozen. FBI is opening a case file. Agent Thompson from the White Collar Crime Unit will be your point of contact. What's next? They want to set up a controlled call, get her confession on tape. You willing to do that? I looked at the photo on my desk. Aunt Vivian and me at my high school graduation. Her arm around my shoulder. Both of us smiling. She'd stolen my identity, destroyed my credit, put me in debt for the rest of my life. Family or not, she was going down. Set it up. Agent Thompson called at 1,400 hours. Deep voice. No nonsense. First Sergeant Holloway, I've reviewed your case file. We're dealing with sophisticated identity theft. Multiple felonies. Federal wire fraud charges. What's the plan? Controlled phone call. We'll record everything. Need her to admit she forged your signature. Admit she used your identity without permission. When? Tomorrow. 1,600 hours your time. We'll have technical support monitoring from Phoenix Field Office. Martinez texted me at 15:30. Mission accomplished. He'd gotten into Aunt Vivian's house. Copied 6 months of security footage. Found something interesting. She's been meeting with someone. Same guy. Different days. Always brings a briefcase. Always leaves with documents. Description? White male, 50s, expensive suit. Drives a black BMW. License plate starts with LLW. A lawyer. She'd been working with a lawyer. That explained the professional quality of the forged documents. The perfect signatures. The legitimate-looking notarizations. I forwarded Martinez's intel to Agent Thompson. He called back within minutes. We ran the partial plate. 3 possibilities. All attorneys in the Phoenix area. We're checking their client lists. What about the security footage? Gold mine. Shows her practicing your signature. Shows meetings with the attorney. Shows her scanning documents at a home office setup. This is premeditated fraud, Holloway. The controlled call was scheduled for the next day. Agent Thompson walked me through the script. Keep her talking. Get specific admissions. Don't let her know I suspected anything. Concerned, not accusatory. Tell her you're getting strange calls from banks. Ask if she knows anything. Let her dig her own grave. At 1,600 hours sharp, I dialed Aunt Vivian's number. FBI recording equipment active. Agent Thompson monitoring from Phoenix. Kieran, honey, how are you? How's the going? Same warm voice. Same fake concern. I'm okay, Aunt Vivian, but I'm getting weird calls from my bank. Something about property purchases. Loan applications. Do you know anything about that? Silence. 5 seconds. 10 seconds. Oh, that. Yes, I meant to tell you. I've been handling some business matters. Using your power of attorney. Nothing major. What kind of business matters? Real estate investments. Rental properties. Building your portfolio while you're deployed. I thought you'd be grateful. Grateful? Aunt Vivian, I never authorized any real estate purchases. Of course you did. We discussed it before your FI. You said I could handle your finances, make smart investments. Complete lie. We had never discussed real estate, never discussed investments. I need specifics. What properties? How much money? 3 rental houses. Total investment of $400,000. The rental income will pay for itself. You'll thank me when you get back. Agent Thompson was right. She was digging her own grave. $400,000? Where did that money come from? Loans, obviously. Using your credit, your income, your military benefits as collateral. You took out loans in my name? Without my permission? I had power of attorney, Kieran. I was protecting your interests. Power of attorney for medical decisions, not financial fraud. Her voice changed. Colder. Defensive. It's not fraud. It's family helping family. You were deployed. Someone had to manage your affairs. By forging my signature? By lying to banks? I never forged anything. I signed as your authorized representative. Show me the authorization documents. Another long silence. I don't have to show you anything. I'm your family. I've been taking care of you since you were 16, and I'm grateful for that. But this isn't taking care of me. This is stealing from me. How dare you accuse me of stealing? After everything I've done for you. Agent Thompson had coached me for this moment. When she got defensive. When she started playing victim. Aunt Vivian, I need you to stop all financial activity in my name. Immediately. I can't do that. The deals are already in motion. The wire transfers are scheduled. What wire transfers? The final payment. $200,000, going out tomorrow morning. My blood went cold. Even with the FBI freeze, she was still planning to steal more money. Cancel it. I can't. It's already authorized. By who? By you. Your signature is on all the documents. I never signed anything. Yes, you did. Last month. When you came home on leave. Another lie. I hadn't been home on leave in 8 months. Aunt Vivian, I haven't been home since January. Silence. She'd trapped herself. I meant, when you signed the power of attorney, you pre-authorized future transactions. That's not how power of attorney works. Don't lecture me about legal documents, Kieran. I know what I'm doing. Agent Thompson was making hand signals through the video call. Keep pushing. Get more admissions. Who's the lawyer you've been working with? What lawyer? The man in the BMW, the one who's been coming to your house. Complete silence. 30 seconds. 40 seconds. I don't know what you're talking about. Security cameras, Aunt Vivian. Your own security cameras. We have footage. You've been spying on me? I've been investigating fraud. My fraud. You ungrateful little. She caught herself. But the mask was slipping. Aunt Vivian, I'm giving you one chance. Stop all financial activity. Return the money. We can handle this quietly. There's nothing to handle. Everything I did was legal. Forging signatures is legal? I didn't forge anything. Then explain the signature practice sessions. Explain the document scanning. Explain the meetings with attorneys. Another long silence. You don't understand the pressure I've been under. The medical bills. The mortgage payments. I needed help. Finally, the truth. So you stole from me. I borrowed from you. I was going to pay it back. When? When the rental income started coming in. With money stolen from my credit? It's not stealing if it's family. Agent Thompson was nodding. We had enough. Confession on tape. Admission of forgery. Admission of unauthorized financial activity. Aunt Vivian, I'm hanging up now. Don't contact me again. Don't access any accounts in my name. The FBI is involved. The FBI? Kieran, you can't be serious. Dead serious. I raised you. I took care of you when nobody else would. And I'll always be grateful for that. But gratitude doesn't excuse felony fraud. I hung up. Agent Thompson called back immediately. Perfect. We got everything we need. Confession to forgery. Admission of unauthorized access. Acknowledgement of financial fraud. What happens now? Arrest warrant. Search warrant for her house and the attorney's office. We'll coordinate with local law enforcement. How long? 24 hours, maybe less. The next morning, Martinez called at 0800. Turn on the news. Channel 12. I pulled up the live stream on my laptop. FBI agents arrested a Tempe woman yesterday evening on charges of identity theft and wire fraud. Vivian Chen, 52, allegedly stole over $400,000 from her nephew, a deployed military service member. They showed her house. FBI vehicles in the driveway. Agents carrying boxes of Harry. Chen was arraigned this morning on federal charges. If convicted, she faces up to 20 years in prison. My phone rang. Agent Thompson. Clean arrest. No resistance. Found the attorney's files in her house. Complete paper trail. Forged documents. Practice signatures. Communication logs. What about the attorney? Arrested this morning. Turns out he's been running similar scams with other clients. Your case broke open a much bigger investigation. The money? Most of it's recoverable. The wire transfers were stopped. The property purchases can be reversed. You'll get your credit restored. Timeline? 6 months for full resolution. Maybe less. 3 weeks later, Aunt Vivian pled guilty to federal wire fraud charges. The attorney pled guilty to conspiracy and money laundering. Both received prison sentences. Aunt Vivian got 8 years. The attorney got 12. I testified via video link from San Diego. Told the judge about the betrayal, the financial damage, the emotional impact. The judge ordered full restitution. My credit was restored. The fraudulent accounts were closed. But the damage went deeper than money. I started getting calls from other service members. Similar stories. Family members stealing identities during deployments. Using military benefits for personal gain. Agent Thompson connected me with a victim advocacy group. I began helping other soldiers navigate the legal system. Document their cases. Build files. The work felt important, turning my betrayal into something useful. 12 months later, I was back in San Diego. Permanent duty station this time. No more deployments on the horizon. The apartment was small but clean. 1 bedroom. Basic furniture. Everything I needed and nothing extra. My credit score had fully recovered. 780. Higher than before the fraud. The financial institutions had been thorough in their restoration process. The victim advocacy work had grown into something bigger. I launched a website offering lease templates vetted for clauses. Legal forms designed to protect service members from identity theft. Educational resources about financial security during overseas assignments. 300 downloads in the first month. Emails from soldiers across all branches. Stories similar to mine. Some worse. Agent Thompson had become a regular contact. The FBI's white-collar crime division was building a database of military-targeted fraud cases. My case had been the catalyst for a broader investigation. 17 arrests so far. Family members, attorneys, real estate agents. A network of people exploiting deployed service members. Aunt Vivian was serving her sentence at a federal facility in Arizona. No contact between us. No letters. No phone calls. The relationship was permanently severed. Sometimes I wondered if she understood the full scope of what she'd done. The betrayal went beyond money. She'd weaponized my service. Used my own as an opportunity for theft. But those thoughts came less frequently now. Martinez had rotated back to Camp Pendleton. We met for coffee every few weeks. He'd help me process the legal aftermath, navigate the victim advocacy work. His friendship had been essential during the recovery. The work kept me focused. Each case I helped with felt like justice. Small victories against a system that preyed on military families. My phone buzzed. Another email through the website. A Marine stationed in Okinawa. Suspicious credit alerts. Family member with access to personal documents. I opened my laptop and began typing a response. The pattern was familiar now. Document everything. Contact the financial institutions immediately. File reports with military police and civilian authorities. The sun was setting over San Diego Bay. Orange light filtered through my apartment windows. The city was quiet except for distant traffic. I closed the laptop and walked to the balcony. The harbor stretched out below. Navy ships anchored in neat rows. Sailors heading home after long shifts. The betrayal had changed me, made me more cautious, more aware of vulnerabilities I'd never considered. But it had also given me purpose beyond military service. Protecting other soldiers from similar exploitation felt like a mission worth pursuing. My phone stayed silent. No suspicious alerts. No unexpected charges. No family members asking for favors. The financial monitoring apps showed normal activity. Rent payment. Groceries. Gas. Predictable patterns of a simple life. I'd learned to appreciate that simplicity. The absence of drama. The security of knowing exactly where my money was going. The victim advocacy group had offered me a full-time position, coordinating legal support for military fraud cases. The pay was decent, the work meaningful. I'd accepted the offer. My military contract would in 18 months. The transition to civilian life felt manageable now. The apartment was quiet. No television, no music. Just the distant sound of waves against the harbor seawall. I sat in the single chair by the window and watched the last light fade from the sky. The betrayal had taught me the value of solitude. The peace that came from trusting only yourself. Tomorrow would bring new cases. More soldiers discovering that family members had stolen their identities. More to collect. More legal battles to coordinate. But tonight, there was only silence. It was finally over, and the silence felt earned.